Well, that front that was passing through the region yesterday ended up moving through rather quickly, so the rain ended a bit earlier than expected, and temperatures last night ended up not getting quite down to that freezing mark. So what does that mean? Well, the snow changeover didn't just happen for our region, but you'll notice up in the northwestern portions, we do have a few snow showers that are lingering in the area, and that's going to continue for a little while, at least today. But all the rain that was in our area has pretty much moved out to our south and east. Some of the southeastern portions of the state are still seeing that, but for our area, all we're going to be talking about is clouds for today. So temperatures across the region right now are sitting in the mid to upper 30s. Beach Creek at 40, but we aren't going to get too much above that. We'll be looking at highs in the lower 40s for today, so not quite as pleasant as we saw Wednesday and yesterday. Temperatures across the state, not too much of a variation. 40s in the southeastern portions and getting cooler as we move up to the northwestern portions, as Erie is only at 27, and that's where those snow showers are occurring. But again, we're not going to be seeing temperatures much above the lower 40s for today. Futurecast is showing the precipitation that happened yesterday has pretty much moved out of the area, but we could see a few flakes linger as we head on into the later hours of today. But we'll see a few breaks in the clouds. But again, the clouds are going to be the story for today. Not much sunshine, but we could see a few peaks. But again, we'll notice the snow showers start to move in as we head on into the overnight hours of today into tomorrow. A few flakes for our area, but most of that accumulation, pretty much a dusting, will occur in the north and northwestern portions of the state. So not too much to talk about for our region. And again, those will linger throughout Saturday and Saturday morning. But for tonight's forecast, we could see a chance of a few flakes tonight, but temperatures only in the lower 20s, so quite chilly. And that's going to be the story for today, tonight, and tomorrow night as well. We're going to have a chilly start to the weekend with a chance of snow for tomorrow. Temperatures only in the lower 30s. And then as we head on to the later part of the week, we're going to start to see temperatures and conditions moderate back to the more spring-like conditions, which will be a nice change, especially after the first half of the weekend.
You know, it's really that time of year when you never know how to dress in the morning.
That's absolutely right.
I just want the heat. Can I break out the shorts and show a little legs soon? Can you bring the heat maybe?
Maybe the end of next week.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Jillian. And now we'll throw it to Gabrielle with sports.
Well, it was a bit brisk out today, but as we head on into the next several days, it is going to change. Now, temperatures today were a little bit cooler. We saw pretty much in the 30s across the state as we look at the northern extremities. It struggled to get out of the 20s. You'll notice Bradford was only at 28, but as you head down into the south, you notice temperatures are quite a bit different as you get closer to the lower half of Pennsylvania. As you make your way down into Virginia and West Virginia, you'll notice quite a big difference in temperatures. Another thing to notice were the dew points. You'll see as we look at Pennsylvania especially, and as we head up into New England, dew points are in the single digits. And that means that the air is really, really dry, and we're actually going to have a system make its way into the Commonwealth, and that system has a lot of moisture in it, and that's going to be pushing closer to us, and as it does so, it's going to be mixing with that drier air, and that's going to cause it to dissipate pretty early. But that was one of the things to notice with those lower dew points. But as we take a look at the radar, we'll see as we take a look out to our west, mainly it's actually heading into Ohio as we speak. There's that disturbance that's going to be making its way into the Commonwealth, and that's going to be mixing with that drier air, and that's going to start to dissipate as we head on into tomorrow. But it is relatively compact. It was a pretty narrow band. Some locations in Minnesota and Wisconsin saw anywhere between 6 to 10 inches of snow, which was a pretty big deal, even though it was pretty compact. And also with this storm, we saw some thunderstorms out in Iowa earlier today. But there was a lot of oomph associated with this disturbance, and that's going to be affecting our area as we head on into tonight and tomorrow. Satellite shows not too many clouds were associated with us today. We had quite a bit of sunshine, but as we head on into the evening hours tonight into tomorrow morning, we're going to see a lot of those clouds make their way into our area, and that's going to be the story for tomorrow. As you'll notice, they are extending pretty far out into the Minnesota, Wisconsin area, and that's going to be continuing into our area as we head in tomorrow. So we won't see quite as much sunshine, as in fact we will see more clouds than sun for tomorrow. Temperatures in the U.S. pretty distinct in the Northeast, especially. We saw temperatures in the 30s and even the 20s as you head out into the New England states. But you'll notice there's a pretty distinct line here. As you'll notice, we see 35 in Dayton, 30 in Chicago, and 32 in Minneapolis. But as you move southwest, you notice there's a pretty big difference in temperatures. I was looking at 50s and 60s, and that's really where that moisture-filled air is really starting to mix with that drier air as it approaches our area for tonight into tomorrow. As we take a look at the surface analysis here, we see the high pressure that's been dominating our area. That's going to be moving out to our east, and we see that little disturbance that's going to be affecting our area this evening into tomorrow. But as you'll notice, we'll have a low pressure system move in as we head on over the next day or so. And as we put this into motion, that high pressure again moves off to our north and east, and we'll see a warm front that's going to be approaching the state, and we're going to be seeing the effects from that as we head on into Wednesday. So the forecast for tonight, the cold air is going to be kissing us goodbye as we head on into tonight into tomorrow. As you'll notice, temperatures a little bit higher than they were last night. I know Bradford got into the single digits, but because we're going to have those clouds moving in, it won't get quite as bitter tonight, as we'll see temperatures in the teens in the northern portions, and a lot of the southern locations will even get into the 20s. But the thing we'll need to talk about is that snow that's going to be associated with that disturbance that's coming in from the west. We could see about 1 to 2 inches, but most of that snow is going to be remaining in the southwestern portions of the state. But it will only see a light coating, again, 1 to 2 inches with those increasing clouds. And then as we head on into Tuesday, it will be a bit milder. We will see a few peaks of sunshine, but again, temperatures will be noticeably warmer, as we'll see temperatures in the 40s, a little bit cooler in the northern portions, struggling to get out of the 30s, but you'll notice it'll be noticeably warmer on Tuesday. And then we head on into Wednesday, when that warm front starts to approach the state, we'll be leaping towards more spring-like conditions. It will be warmer, but to counteract that, we will see some rain, and we could see a touch of ice to start Wednesday morning, but it will be mostly cloudy with some periods of rain throughout the state. We'll be back in a moment with the extended forecast.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump past the Leonard Building, a big blue truck sat waiting in the parking lot.
It's been a long time coming, but after almost 10 years, the Doppler on Wheels, or the Dow as it's called, has finally made its way back to Penn State, and the Department of Meteorology couldn't be more excited.
One of the Dow's most recent stops was the University of Hawaii, and it will be headed to the University of Northern Colorado after it leaves State College. The Center for Severe Weather Research's Dow network consists of 3 mobile Doppler radar trucks, Dow 5, Dow 6, and Penn State's current visitor, Dow 7. Penn State professors Dr. Yvette Richardson and Dr. Matt Cumgen submitted a proposal back in April to have the Dow come to the university. The request was through the Center for Severe Weather Research and was sent to the National Science Foundation to compete with other universities with atmospheric science programs.
So the radar meteorology class was reintroduced after not being offered for several years. And so we wanted to take that opportunity to try to get the students a hands-on experience actually operating a radar and seeing real time the decisions that they make, how that affects data quality and things like that.
The NSF approved the proposal early this past summer, and both Doctors Richardson and Cumgen have been planning the Penn State University Dual Pole Radar for Outreach and Precipitation Studies, or PSU DROPS project since then.
We were lucky enough that the National Science Foundation has this program for education and outreach, and so we decided to try to get it out here so that the students could have first-hand experience actually learning to use a radar and seeing the data coming in.
And that's exactly what they did. Students from various meteorology courses had the opportunity to tour the truck, and some even went on deployments to collect their own data. Crowds of folks flooded Allen Street for the Fall Festival in downtown State College this past Saturday. From 10 until 3, people wandered along the street enjoying the beautiful fall day with a guest appearance by the Dow. Penn State meteorology faculty and students volunteered their time with the Dow to get adults and kids interested in science, particularly the weather.
That is a tornado pod. It detects what would happen in a tornado.
It's very cool. There's a lot of controls in there, and once you get in there, and it's just overwhelming, but the opportunity to learn how to work the Dow is pretty exciting, and it puts us at an advantage because not many people get to go inside and actually work with this big piece of equipment.
It's really neat to actually educate people about it, even as a student who doesn't have a full degree in it. It's still to provide some insight. It's pretty neat.
But what does this project mean for the department?
It really puts the educational experience into practice, which I think is a great opportunity for our students. And it's also great to bring such a nice research instrument to the community and let them take a look and kick the wheels and see what it's like to actually be engaged in research in meteorology.
You can do anything that you want on the chalkboard, but actually getting out there and watching the students learn real time with the radar it's a really great opportunity for them and for the department.
Now, me being a meteorology student myself, I have to say this thing is pretty neat. But we weather weenies aren't the only ones who think so.
It really is cool. I learned that there was lots of storms and there was a serious storm.
The public is definitely very interested in it. The tornado pods and, you know, the big truck with the spinning dish. Like a lot of people are really interested and intrigued by it. It's really good to see, you know, the community out on a really very nice fall day right now. It's really nice to see them out and about. You know, it's nice for us to, you know, spread awareness about meteorology and just, you know, get the community, you know, involved and let them know what we're doing.
It has been a successful 2 weeks with the Dow, and we'll all be sad to see it go. In State College, for Whether or Not, I'm Jillian Bohenek.
Penn State meteorology it's really fun because everybody just loves what they're doing and loves the weather.
Really, truly wanted to major in meteorology. I had to come to the place that was the best, which was Penn State.
So have the chance to have your degree come together from multiple different fields in the College of Earth and Mineral Sciences.
You really can do anything with a degree from here. If an employer sees that you went to Penn State and you have a degree in meteorology from here, you can be on TV, you can work in the stock market, go to graduate school.
Campus here at Penn State and State College is so big, but the college EMS is so small and so concentrated just on a few majors that it's really nice.
The really close relationship that we have not only with fellow students but also with the professors.
You think that because it's such a big school, you really don't get a lot of one-on-one attention, but that's really not the case when it comes to Penn State meteorology because it's like a family almost. You're so close with everyone.
Definitely how close-knit we all are within meteorology. Even the faculty, they know who you are.
You don't necessarily feel like you're part of this 40,000 student university, which you are, but it's just, you got this family feeling within the small department and the small college. It's really a fun time.
From a teaching standpoint, most students don't get the opportunity to teach, but at Penn State, there's actually explicit opportunities for undergraduates to serve as teaching assistants.
In radar meteorology, this past fall we had the Doppler on wheels, or Dow, come to Penn State, and being able to use that and operate it to collect data for our final project in that class was amazing.
You can't really think of any industry that's not impacted by weather, and that's really what weather risk management has taught me. That weather happens every day and impacts something every single day.
Able to be on a TV show that was completely student run, but then I'm also involved with one of the department TV shows as well. And what's great about both of those is that not only do I get on-camera experience, but I also get the behind-the-scenes work. So we work with a lot of graphics, which we use the WSI system, and then we also have the broadcasting system, which is a TriCaster, and a lot of news stations today around the nation actually use those systems.
Actually, having the ability to use those graphics here at school set me up for my internship last summer, and I went into the internship and essentially needed no training.
I was able to participate in an REU this summer that otherwise I wouldn't have known about without this department. A professor had seen something come through his desk and he forwarded it to me knowing that I would be interested in this topic.
I actually got involved in research as a freshman. I took a class in programming my freshman year, and I decided to do an extra project with the professor, and it just went from there.
We not only have a great meteorology program, but Penn State's really a great school, great athletics, great extracurriculars, a lot of ways to get involved and meet people from all over and really enjoy college.
So if I had to describe Penn State in one word, it would be driven.
I'd have to say success.
Penn State is family.
Definitely diversity.
Incredible.
Penn State in one word? Home.